Walter Jacob Stein was born in Bonn, Germany in 1929. He's my grandpa on my mother's side. His life has been very full as he has had experienced poverty, war, death, success, wealth, sickness, and health. He is a father of 5 and a grandfather of 14. He lives in Springbank and will be 87 on January 3rd, 2016. My grandpa has many great stories. He has 2 younger brothers and 2 older sisters. Being the middle child, Walter was always up for adventure and mischief. One of the most interesting stories to me is when Walter was about 11 years old in Bonn, Germany. He and his 2 younger brothers were out playing, but also searching for food. The war had been on for 2 years now and the family was starving. Although his dad, Walter Sr., had his doctorate title in economics and was like a mayor of the town, they had to keep a low profile, since the Nazis wanted Walter Sr. to go to work for them. Walter Sr. did not want to work for the Nazis for obvious reasons, so their family had to go into hiding or be killed. While hiding, the boys ran out into the hills and watched the American planes attack a freight train. The boys watched in horror as the train was destroyed. They ran down to the wreckage when all the noise had stopped. There was no one on board, luckily. They were able to get tons of sewing thread to take to their mother. They ran to the neighboring American base and stole some food to try and take back to their hideout and home. But they were seen and had to make a run for it. Walter's brother Gary was 9, and his other brother Rudy was 7. The 3 boys ran as fast as they could, as the American soldiers were chasing them with guns. My grandpa believes he heard shots fired, and was sure it was at them. He looked back and his brother Gary was right behind him, but his brother Rudy was trailing behind as Rudy had stolen a large wheel of cheese. He was trying to run while carrying the heavy food. Walter and Gary jumped into a large pond and went under the water. A trick that they discovered was to breathe through a reed underwater so that way they could stay below the surface and hide. Rudy jumped in the water also, but instead of grabbing a reed to breathe, with like his brothers had taught him, he started taking bites of the cheese. Walter saw Rudy sinking and stuck a reed in his mouth while he held him, and the cheese treading water. My grandpa thought that they would sure all drown, as they were so tired from running and treading water. Gary popped his head above the water, and the American soldiers had turned around. Luckily, the boys survived. They had quite a story to tell their sisters when they went home. Walter said that they better not tell their dad, or they would face big punishment for risking their lives like that. My grandfather's brothers, Rudy and Gary, picking fruit in the countryside. Walter's mother and father, Maria and Walter Sr., walking near their home with their sons Walter and Gary. Walter Sr. in the light coat in the background with the glasses. His friend from school is in the Nazi uniform in the middle of the group. The friend was sent to recruit Walter Sr. to do accounting for the Nazis.